jobs ain't getting any easier.
Hey, check on the others up top, would you?
This was supposed to be an easy gig. Just smash and grab. Sneak into a town of rich-ass carpetbaggers and rip as much of their thermal energy as I could. In and out. That was the plan. Everything was planned right down to the last detail. But the fact of the matter was, they just weren't ready to handle them. Carpetbaggers on their own turf. We paid for that mistake. We're not even halfway home. Now, we just lost another man.
Lost Planet 2 is a third-person shooter developed and published by Capcom, and it's a follow-up to the widely popular Lost Planet. I got to spend some time with the PS3 version of the game, and the game will feel right at home to those who enjoyed the first game. The tagline on the back of the box says, "Kill Big." And that seems about right. You'll be killing big throughout the 6 chapters in the single-player campaign. And the game also comes with a sizable online component as well. But, is the whole package any good?
I need you to verify the rendezvous point. I want to retrieve as many of you as I can at once. Join up with the others, and we'll get you all out of there.
The story of Lost Planet picks up 10 years after the events of the original game. You're now out of the snowbound environments of the first one, and you'll find your character enraged in a battle with giant acrids on the planet of EDN3. And you'll also be fighting against other factions on EDN3 over thermal energy, or T-Eng. During the single-player campaign, you will take control of different factions who are trying to control the supply of T-Eng. The story isn't the best part of the Lost Planet experience, and most of the story elements are mostly forgettable. A majority of the cutscenes involve you as a faceless character who doesn't stand out from the last character you were in the previous chapter. So if you're looking for a really deep cinematic storytelling experience, you might want to hold off on this one. But if you're looking for a Jurassic Park with giant bug-like monsters that will take the action genre to a new level, then Lost Planet 2 will more than satisfy your every action need.
Levels are off the scale. They're not trying to fire that thing, are they?
Why don't you chew on this instead?
The game will have you running and gunning with a squad of 4 to point A to point B. Then you will encounter giant, horrific creatures called acrids. The acrid battles are the meat and potatoes of Lost Planet. Lost Planet 2 takes those battles from the first one and makes them even more insane and breathtaking. The action leading up to the big fights can sometimes feel intense, but for the most part it finds itself repetitive and dull. You'll be hosing down enemies with an array of weapons and mechanized vehicles, or vital suits as they're referred to, all while getting to your objective and mashing the action button to activate data posts. The data posts are not as annoying as they were in the first game, as they are not used so much as for energy, but their main purpose is to give your character a respawn point. That's right, I said it, a respawn point. Your character will be respawning as if you were in the multiplayer battle every time he dies. The single player campaign is set up like an online lobby where you can have up to 4 players join your game and play specific missions of your choice. You'll be given the option to play with the AI, but even the AI teammates are given fake gamer tags that will display over their heads during the gameplay. It's a very unconventional approach to the campaign, but something that I found a bit refreshing and quite fitting for the type of game that Lost Planet 2 is. The multiplayer component is something that I think will extend the longevity of your experience with the game. It features full customization of your character and weaponry, and you'll constantly be unlocking items and skills with your time spent playing online. You can compete in deathmatch and team deathmatch style games over a pretty decent amount of maps. The online support supports up to 16 players, and it has a lot to offer in the amount of strategy with the different weapons and VS suits that are available depending on your match settings. The multiplayer of the first Lost Planet was such an intricate part in the success of the first game, and I think that shows that Capcom spent a lot of time making sure this feels just right for its audience. Lost Planet 2 is a great game from top to bottom. It's not without its faults though. It has some weird controls that will take the average gamer a while to get used to, and the campaign is presented rather unorthodox. But if you can get past these two elements, then Lost Planet 2 is a must-buy in 2010.